So again, the patent examination process. Now, typically, I don't know if we know the examiner, will the examination process be much easier? Just a random question, because normally in college or in other examinations of university, if you know the examiner, you get things much easier. It'll be a smooth ride, right? So out of the syllabus question, before we jump into the official patent examination process, how does it work? So give us insights, sir. That'll be great for anybody who will catch the replay.
It is almost similar to the examination that you are talking. So, but in two stages, like even in colleges, the graduation subjects, it will have a laboratory and a viva, and then a question paper to answer. Right, so the same way. So the first, whatever the specification that we file, complete specification, if it has all the answers, then there could be no examination report. Like examination report comes out only if there are objections. The first examination report comes out if there are any objections, and after filing a reply to the first examination report, a second examination report in the form of a hearing notice will come if the objection sustains. If the objections given in the initial examination report, the first examination report, if our reply is not very much satisfactory for all the questions, then the second examination report comes, and that second examination report is a viva voice. It's something like we discuss with controller. We place our argument, or we place our answers to the questions pending, and then he may suggest certain modifications to our submissions, and then we'll submit a written submission after the hearing within
Okay.
15 days.
Okay.
So typically for a startup, this examination procedure is happening less than in 7 to 8 months. So filing, getting the application published, filing it as a complete specification, getting it published, and requesting early examination is applicant's part. Like the time if we can optimize it for with to 1 month, then in that case, like he's uh, he's ready for the examination, and the patent office timeline starts.
Okay, sir.
So in total, like we can bring the whole of the Indian patent application prosecution into less than 7 to 8 months as well, with the type of opportunities that are given today.
Okay. So, so how does this complete examination process work, sir? Like, as you said, from the priority date, again, is there a structure which needs to be followed, or?
Yeah, yeah, that's what. So application filing, a complete application file, I mean, a complete specification application is eligible for publication and examination.
Okay.
Applicant has that option of filing his application as provisional, but we anyone will suggest, like sooner he files the complete specification and asks for examination, the actual purpose of filing a patent application will gets fulfilled within no time.
Okay.
So we will consider, for your question, we will consider like application is ready, the specification is ready. That means like inventor, he wants to get a grant very soon. So he had drawings and comparison between with the existing technique, and then the claim of the present one, the
Okay.
improvement, whatever he wants to claim, he is ready with that, and we will draft and file an application and ask for examination, and that to an early examination, and the examiner will hop in, and he'll conduct a search uh, until the filing date of this application, and sees whether something is related or relevant to this invention already available on the internet.
Okay,
We
sir.
can say on the internet because like the whole of the examination is happening uh, based on the documents available in different databases. So it is not physical. He will go somewhere and search to see whether it is existing or not. So it is all on the web. whatever the publications available. It can be patent application publications, patent grant publications, or other literature publications or websites, any information related to that product, and based on the keywords. Like he'll understand the product, he'll create a bucket of keywords, and he'll work on it for a week or so, and then he'll pulls out all the informations like available he feels relevant,
Okay.
and then he'll prioritize them. So that means like we call it as an analysis of the citations. So he will analyze the citations, and then he'll formulate an examination report. So and asks us to. I feel this is very close. This citation is very close to what you are claiming, and he'll ask us to differentiate.
Okay. So as per section 11B, which
Yeah.
is again which is submitted within the 48 months. Do we also get uh, any choice of picking the examiner, or do they assign some examiner randomly?
Examination, examiner selection is random at the patent office.
Okay, and
So examiners are allotted. Yeah, the system will allot the examiners. We feel, but it can be physical also by the team leads.
okay,
So there are examiners, and on top of the examiners, there are assistant controllers, and on top of assistant controllers, there are deputy controllers. So they are in teams actually. They work in teams.
okay,
So normally it is something. It depends on the time of request. Like
okay,
for example, uh, whatever we are talking about request for examination, it all depends on the time of request.
okay,
So they are automatically assigned actually.
okay. So what is this patent opposition, sir? In case if the applicant must proceed to the objections uh, to move forward, what is the patent opposition process in India, sir?
Objections are from patent office. That
Okay.
is, we are filing an application, and objections to our application is from patent office. And this word opposition is from third party.
Oh, okay,
Opposition is not from patent office. Opposition is from third parties. So before grant of a patent, we call it as pre-grant opposition. It can be made by any person, even anonymous as well. And after grant of patent, it is we call it as post grant opposition. This can be made. Applying. Filing a request to patent office within an year within an year after grant, not
okay.
after that.
So,
So anytime before patent grant, this is pre-grant opposition. It can be made by anyone, even anonymous, and after grant within an year. So it need to be made by a person interested. That means like this grant, if he wants to challenge the grant, then in that case, like he must be a person who are working in that domain, or he must be a person or a firm or company trading or maybe dealing with that product.
okay. So the section 25 and 25, 1 and 2, sir, with respect to this opposition.
Yes, that is what 25 of 1 deals with pre-grant oppositions, and 25 of 2 deals with post-grant oppositions.
Okay. So, okay, sir, this is again whether it's new
It's a
invention.
separate subject, like what can be opposed, why they oppose, and all. So we will take it a uh, uh, separate session on it. So because like we can pull out some examples which are like which the decisions are already made, so that we can discuss.
So any examples of lack of novelty or non-obviousness for the patentability of an application in the recent scenario? Anything which you remember on top of your head, sir, like from any of the third parties? Do we have anybody in the list for pre-grant or post-grant opposition examples?
Yes, yes, it's a It's not a usual thing, post grant opposition, but these days, there are many post grant oppositions with the number of grants coming out, because we have less number of grants previously until 2022. It's the number is very less. Yearly grants are around 5 to 7,000, not more than that. Only it is tenfolds in 2023. That is around, I mean, more than 75,000 patent grants
Oh God.
that the India Patent Office granted. Obviously, with the number of grants coming out, so there are issues, or maybe um, people who are selling the same product or maybe similar product, which could be an inferior version of the product, but someone, if they come to know someone got a patent grant in the similar lines, but with an improvement, they may feel insecure and see whether they can invalidate or maybe get cancel this grant. So for that reason, with that in I mean, with that as a motto, so people started. I mean, people are filing post grant oppositions as well these days.
Okay. And
So opposition is nothing but patent office sees these three conditions. The patent office sees whether this application has novelty, and if it is non-obvious, and it has inventive step or not.
okay.
The same, the grounds for opposition also same. So a person like me, or maybe you, if you are interested in that application or grant, so you come and say this application, if it is a pre-grant opposition, you come and give the patent office, there are 3 4 documents which you haven't considered, so you please go through these 3 4 documents which I am providing along with my petition. So these are actually talking the same what the applicant has in his application. So even we give reference to figure number or the claim number or page number and line number also in our petition, saying like this is same as the applicant's application, so on so page. So this is known thing. Yeah, that means yeah, we will try proving it as obvious.
Okay.
So, and the patent office will conduct a hearing after both parties submissions, and when patent office decides whether it can be granted or not. And in case of yeah, in case of post grant opposition, if the application is already granted, then in that case, they will revoke the grant.
Okay, sir. So with respect to startups, can they expedite this patent process, sir?
Yes, that's what we are talking about in the whole of this series. So, Form 18A, which is actually given after 2016, after the amendment of rules 2016. So, an early examination is initially given to startups, and then it is extended to small entities as well. And now it is been extended to women applicants as well recently for institutions as well.
Okay.
So with Form 18A, all these the 4 categories can have an expedited examination rather a normal examination. But previously, if you take an average time that patent office used to take for granting an application is around 4 years
Okay.
previously, from the date of request for examination. But yeah, but now it is 1 to 1.5 years. 1 year for the early examination route, and 1.5 years for normal examination route, not more than that.
Okay. So let's talk about this Vedic aura energy. You might be knowing about Dr. Mannam Lakshmi Garu and Dr. Mannam Srinivas Baba. So just wanted to check
Yes,
because they got 2 Indian patents and 3 German patent grant certifications. But so did they? I mean, do they fall under startups category, or did they get the expedited patents, or because we recently submitted their, as in we gifted them the 2 patent.
we had their applications filed in 2017, and there are recent applications. The recent applications, I mean, after 2016 means like even it is like one of the applicant women. So in that category, for the recent applications of there, like which are filed after 2020. So we opted for early examination road, but the old applications which are filed in 2017, like the grants that you are talking, so we have three grants, four grants actually. So those are not eligible under early examination because like the applications are filed in 2017, though one of the applicant is a woman, so we don't have like we had, but it is already in advanced stage by that time that the women are allowed to ask for early examination.
Okay.
So for that reason, we didn't opt it. But anyway, like we got those granted in 21, 22, and two recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I love their cosmic energy products. That's the reason I wanted to just bring them up. I was going through their website as we speak,
Yes.
live streaming the earth energies and the human aura, something close to a topic which everybody, I mean, mostly the Indian audience would love to work on the human aura and the energies are the problems, be it in
Yes.
health, wealth, relationships, or prosperity. So,
Yes.
what are the costs involved, sir, for patenting for startups mainly?
Cost is simple fee. It can be natural person or startup or small entity or maybe institution as well these days. So all the four categories, it is 1x, that is application fee 1600, early publication fee 2500, examination fee 4000, and additional to examination fee, the early examination fee is again one more 4000. That is the early examination fee is 8000. Publication fee is 2500 and application fee is 1600. So this is the government fee 12100 need to be paid for 30 pages and 10 claims. And if there are more claims or number of pages, then in that case, like I already told previously, so it is 1600, 160 rupees per page, more than 30 pages, and 320 rupees per claim if it is, for the from 11th claim. But more or less around 12,100, maybe 15,000, 12 to 15,000, in even if we see a case of having a draft of 40 pages including the drawings, but not more than that. And this is the government fee. And the professional fee, like we have to have a mention here. So we have this scheme of facilitation for startups recognized under DPIT SIPP. So under this, startups can avail patent agents services for free of cost. That means like they have to only pay the government fees, and all the patent agents are even eligible under the scheme. But it's up to them. But we from our side, like from EVA, so we are filing these. We are encouraging startups or individuals who are having ideas to register a company and then get a recognition under startup so that like they can avail the scheme as well other benefits under the scheme and under startup India.
Okay, sir. Again, attorney fees. When we say application, depending upon the complexity of the application, they say,
Yeah.
so is it per hour basis if the application is complex, or is it again on the daily basis, sir? Because yesterday there was somebody who wanted to become a patent attorney, one of the listeners who raised up that
Yeah.
question. Though the grass is always greener on the other side, people think it's easy to generate more revenue, or their skills can be monetized easily, is what people believe. But uh, if the application is complex, do the attorney get paid on hourly basis, or is it on a daily basis, or how is the fee calculated, sir?
Yeah, like any other product has different qualities and different rate cards. Like even the services will have the same. Yeah, you're mentioning about the complexity or maybe the difficulty level. So the job patent agent does, or maybe a patent examiner and the assistant or controllers does at patent office is a very exhausting or maybe a very difficult job. I should say, because like we should be learning the technology. Like we'll be I mean given with different fields of inventions each day, and we should understand them before actually jumping into conclusions. So this is the first thing, bigger challenge. And then it's not that cakewalk. Like some inventors will sit with us, they'll spend more time on their desk and give us the information required, and then that invention working, maybe I can complete it draft in 3 to 4 hours also. But in some cases, like we won't get any information. He'll be only giving information orally or maybe showing something and maybe explaining it. And we should first understand the field, and then what he's telling in maybe in different languages. Someone speaks in Telugu, and then we should be taking the note. We should be preparing a draft first, and then actually again going to the database to search whether this is available or not. So this is normally need to be charged hourly, but we don't have that leverage here in India. So at least in maybe places like people practicing in Hyderabad or maybe in Vijayawada or Vizag, we don't have that leverage. We can say like you just come in, will I mean turn on the clock, and then that the cost is so and so. So it happens like it is there in US. So people, we listen to it and we know. So we even engage some patent attorney for an advanced stage of examination to be handled at patent office in USA for the same application that we are representing here. So we need to, if we want to have a call with them, so like it's all minutes basics. So how many minutes you speak with him, and then after that, like how many hours he takes for drafting a reply. So it's all billed.
Yeah, I guess that's a good idea, sir. Like Rajmouli or any of the director, you should get on a call with them as we are examining, and that's how there should be a new discipline for all the patent attorneys. Or probably if you all get
Yes.
together, I guess you can come up with the revised version, sir. So how can startups use patents to attract investors?
Hmm. So a robust patent portfolio, like they have to plan for a robust patent portfolio or IP portfolio. So that means like if you take a startup aggregating tourism packages, for example,
Mhm.
like Go Ibibo or maybe Make My Trip.
Okay.
If someone wants to um, build a platform so that like they can bring in. I mean, there are already players. There are businesses like this, but still someone has a solution, unique way of selling it. So then, in that case, like they might not have very much, very. I mean, they might be not having an invention so that they can actually patent it. But the business idea should be. I mean, the way of selling or the idea of selling would actually click. So they should have a good name first in this case, because like they don't have a leverage that they can get a patent for the business idea in India
Okay.
or maybe in other most of the countries. So that means like they have a very good selling criteria or the plan. So for that they need to have a very good brand name. So they cannot go with a brand name which is very generic,
Okay.
and then they cannot spend a small amount to build the portal with known technologies, or maybe with a very old a template.
Mm.
Very old means like I would not say like very old, but a known template.
Okay.
Like we know when we will be using many websites. Users will be using many websites. Like for example, I use Amazon, Flipkart, Mintra, Make My Trip, Go Ibibo, Book My Show. I use all these apps. So if this business is expecting me to buy a tourist package or holiday package on their website,
Yeah.
so they cannot build something which I already know.
Okay.
So they need to have a very good name so that like there won't be any pop-ups around it, and then they need to have a very good user interface and maybe the the flow of the events in their website to so that like the user will be interested to browse,
Okay.
and then many other aspects. So IP portfolio or patent portfolio means it's not only the patent.
Okay.
See, it differs with the startup.
Okay.
So this thing like they need to understand. They cannot jump and go into conclusions within a day. They search for a domain name. They feel like this name will be good, and they'll search immediately on GoDaddy, and then they book it by end of the day, and that's it. So they got a startup already started, but that cannot be the case.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's like
like this, like a robust patent portfolio or a robust IP portfolio can significantly attract investors by they have to sell all these things, not only the idea. They have to sell how much time they spent on identifying this name and what is the meaning of it, and they have to sell how they actually concluded on a template to build this portal. So it is something like that because like it's my own experience. I funded a couple of startups 10 years back,
okay.
so who just came into aggregating business. That is a good time, like because like that is where like all started. But the reason for failure is that the name, the website itself, when the basic things which actually are the face of aggregating business, and the amount they spent on it, and it's not cost cutting, but they haven't thought of these things.
Okay.
They haven't thought of these things, and they failed on those basis. So website won't function, or maybe the payment gateway is not properly linked, or maybe it is a old design of putting the items onto the cart and checking out all these things.
Okay. So that's
And
great
it
to
is
know.
very tedious to actually update their inventory.
Yeah. So again, the final question for this evening, sir, which is again, do you have any examples of these Indian startups successfully navigating the complete patent process? Anybody from our list also is fine, as in our client list, I guess.
There are many we discussed about IPOG yesterday. There is one more startup, Renew Power.
Yeah.
It's a renewable energy company, has successfully patented several innovations. So into the domain of clean energy sector.
Okay.
So and though not monetized yet, but there are other people who are actually in that like validation stage. Some of them in they got patents, and they built products, and they are into like next or second level of round of investment. So there are people they are into medical devices manufacturing, one company, and this renewable energy batteries for EVs, and into ceiling fans, automation, home automation. So there are quite a few. Apart from the very successful startups we are all talking about, the aerospace guys based out of Hyderabad, but there are many other startups uh, in different stages. So with IP portfolio, they got good mileage, and then they are they are into business as well. Some of them they are into uh, about to build big.
Okay. So
Yeah.
as we end this session for this evening, sir, I just wanted to know Probably tomorrow's session or tomorrow's live, I guess it'll be around, we can keep it at 7 or 8 or 9 in the evening tomorrow. But I mean, probably could you please share about EVA sponsoring the TEDx VBIT event?
Tomorrow maybe like we will do a live from there on there itself. So if you could find a quiet place even in the afternoon, so that will be one thing we can think of. Rather, like we won't be having a session in the evening, so we'll plan something from there if it is like interesting. Otherwise, like we won't be having a session for tomorrow because like we'll be there.
Oh, okay.
So TEDx by VBIT, it's in fifth edition of there, and this is one activity happening in all the institutions, I mean, some of the institutions. So I'm also excited. So I'm there maybe 3 years back before COVID, 4 years back.
Oh,
But this is the fifth event. The last two, I think, in the COVID they did online or maybe one online. But otherwise, yeah, we are all looking forward for it. So I think like yeah, if you can make it, you also please.
yeah, sure, sir. Is like, are others welcome to join this season 5 TEDx VBIT event, or again, do they need to buy tickets to be there? Just for any of our
It's a
listeners.
closed event, but we can have some guests definitely.
Okay. But thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Again, we will see you probably anyway tomorrow morning. I'll catch up with you at TEDx event. And for any
I think
listeners who is catching the replay,
seven.
find EVA's sponsorship in TEDx digital TEDx VBIT's digital portfolio, I would say. But thank you so much, sir. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Take care.